All right, it is the race that stops a nation, but the Melbourne Cup is about so much more than the race itself. While purists will research the form before carefully considering their bets, for most of us, it's the colour of the carnival that holds the greatest appeal.
Look at the streets, just look at them, lined with people and this wonderful parade, you know, the old-fashioned millinery and dresses up the front, and then you've got the horses, you've got little bands with the kids. Wow!
Gay is always up, isn't she?
Isn't she?
Then there are the owners, the trainers, the jockeys who have been working towards this event all year, which will go around the world. For them, today is about winning the greatest prize in Australian racing.
Now, for the latest on the build-up, we are joined by the best in the business, Sevens Melbourne Cup Carnival host, Bruce McAvaney, and racing expert, Francesca Cumani. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
This is a big day for you guys too.
It's a huge day.
Always so much build-up and so many fabulous stories that come out of the Melbourne Cup. Bruce, this year, Glenn and Chad Schofield, first father and son to ride in the same cup.
For about 40 years, yeah.
What a brilliant story that is.
Look, it is. And, you know, both have been through some real hardships, haven't they, Francesca, over the last 12 months with Nathan Berry, who's married to Glenn's daughter, tragically dying this year. And Chad's had a lot of problems on the track. He's a brilliant young jockey. And Glenn's had some big injuries. So, yeah, look, it's remarkable. You know, it's cool, isn't it? You go out on a horse in the Melbourne Cup and your dad's on a horse as well. I mean, it's hard to imagine, to be truthful. But, yeah, so a bit of history here. There's history in nearly all of the 22 runners, to be honest.
Buck Cummings' grandson, Francesca, James, is training precedence. What sort of pressure would be on that young bloke?
Oh, a huge amount of pressure. I mean, he's only 26 years old, and to have his first runner in the Melbourne Cup, I mean, they have got 12 at home in the trophy cabinet, which is quite a nice starting point. But you know, precedence, he's not one of the hot favourites, but even just to have a runner it will be a huge thrill and a big learning curve for James.
Yeah. I know you two work very hard on it. It's not technically fun. I know you love it, but it's not technically a fun day today because you're working so hard. Bruce, what do you love most? Apart from the actual racing, what do you love most about the Melbourne Cup?
I think the collective enthusiasm and passion for the event. I mean, for the last 6 weeks, a lot of people like me, there's been one thing on our mind. Who's going to win the Cup? That's the most important thing in my life for 6 weeks, and I think for other thousands of people. So that collective enthusiasm and passion, and the truth is, it's a cliche, but it does change people's lives. I mean, these 3 minutes and 20 seconds turn lives around, and it's your legacy. If you win the Melbourne Cup, it's your racing legacy. Very few events can boast that.
Yeah, we're really proud of it, Francesca, and we think it's the ants pants. But on the world stage, does it really rate? You've gone to tracks around the world, you follow it globally.
Yeah.
Is it as good as we think it is?
It definitely does. And I've kind of got a bit used to it now because it's been a lot of years since I've been coming. But it's funny when you talk to trainers and connections of people who are coming here for the first time, they're blown away. They can't believe that the whole of Melbourne comes to a standstill to have this parade. And it's just so much more than a horse race. You don't really get that anywhere else in the world.
Yeah. That's good.
It's good to hear that.
Yeah, it is.
We do love it. Can we get you to look into your crystal ball?
Yes.
What are you thinking today? What are you seeing in the last 20 metres?
I feel like I've changed my tips quite a few times over the course of this.
We have different crystal balls, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, ladies first?
Well, I know history is against him, and Bruce will find a lot of stats to say why Mairaki probably can't win, but I think he's quite superior. The Japanese stayers, as we saw in 2006 when they Quinella the race, he's won the Caulfield Cup. I think he's better over 2 miles, so I've got to go for Mairaki on top. Okay. And then the German horse Protectionist has run a really good trial in the Herbert Power, and then I'd love to see Red Caddo place, or if he could win, it would be a huge result for him.
Yes.
Bruce, we just don't want your tip. Can you call the last 20 seconds for us right now? The last 20 seconds.
Just one proviso. Does the horse I think will win have to win, or can I make?
Yes. No.
Okay. Because I'd love precedence to win for Bart and James, but okay. This is how I think. This is how I think it'll unfold. The last 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Faulkner's taken the lead. Lucia Valentina coming at Faulkner. Here's a Mairaki out wide with Protectionist. It's Lucia Valentina going up to Faulkner, and Mairaki. It's going to be close. Lucia Valentina wins.
Oh.
That's why he's the master.
That's pretty cool to hear live.
That's why he is the master.
One last question.
Yes.
Do you think I could go on Fashions on the Field today?
What are you wearing, Bruce?
So smart.
I think it's Boss, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
Okay,
very smart.
And Francesca, what are you wearing?
I am wearing a beautiful dress by Giambattista Valli. Giambattista Valli.
Who's who?
A Italian.
Hey, Koshy,
Yeah.
Grandpa Koshy's ears would have gone up then, wouldn't it?
And what are you wearing, Sam?
I'm wearing Escada. Escada today.
Is
What are
that
you-
blue or purple?
It's purple. It's a shade of purple. It's a bit cornflowery.
Yeah, it's very
what
nice.
are you wearing, Koshy?
Jeff Banks, of course, and this is Jeff Banks's Melbourne Cup tie.
Lovely.
He did a couple of years ago. It's got all the horses and roses on it.
Beautiful.
Very smart.
All right.
All right. Thanks,
Enjoy
Roger.
the day. Can't wait for the coverage.
Yes. Don't work too hard.
Yeah, Bruce and Francesca all day, so all the action live on 7.